is, are Black women protected? I actually am doing this live for a reason. I really couldn't fit everything that I want to really ask. I want to say, do you feel protected? Do you feel loved by specifically men, Black men, white men, your personal life? And the reason why I'm asking is because I got a lot of flack for the things that I said in the previous live. So today I would like to just literally ask Black women their thoughts and experiences on how they feel as Black women. That way, if I can get a sample size of Black women that can say their experiences, I won't be called a fence sitter or a Black male worshiper or whatever weird stuff that people are saying about me. So, yes, and I'm getting called a Black male worshiper by saying that most men are not protecting women regardless of race. Yeah, which I think is very, very obvious. But yeah, I'm just waiting to get some more people in here, some more Black women, hopefully, to share their experiences, y'all. So I'm gonna mute up and wait till I get some more people in here. So yes, yes, yes. I just want to hear Black women's experiences, and like I said, it doesn't matter. You like whatever you want to say is what you can say. I'm not trying to police you or stop you from speaking on, what you want to say. Like, I'm interested in hearing all perspectives. So y'all see the topics right there. Number one, do you feel protected as a Black woman? Number two, have you been protected in your personal life by a Black man? Number three, have you been protected in your personal life by a white T man or a non-Black POC? Number four, are you in a relationship? And who is he? And how does he make you feel? And number five, this is a side question, but I want to know, Black women, do you want honesty from the people that you listen to, or do you want people to lie to you? Like, what is a better reality for you as a Black woman? So those are the questions that I have, and let's see here, Nastasia. You definitely can request up if you like, no problem. If you want to contribute to the live, just send me a request, or I can send you one. You can definitely come up. That's up to you. Because I'm interested in hearing everybody's thoughts on this. Once again, about Black women and their protection. Hey, how are you doing? Let me know if
Hi,
I'm
your
saying your name right.
trigger. First, before I start, I just want to say your lives. You are so into. Ooh, are you still there?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
I'm here, sis.
okay.
Sorry.
You are so intelligent, and I'm not even gonna lie. Some of the things that you say have triggered me. And made me take a deeper look at myself and reflect on my own life and my own personal experiences as a Black woman. I just want to thank you so much for that. Right. I just want to kind of go through your questions real quick. Number one, do you feel protected as a Black woman? Absolutely not. No, for the most part, it's me out here. Every time I'm attacked, every time I'm going through something, it's just me and God for the most part. But have I ever been protected in my personal life by a Black man? Only one, and I am 37 years old. And that was one time when my brother ran up on when somebody tried to attack me outside. That is the only time in life I can think of when I was actually protected by a Black man. For the most part, no, honey. It's God is my shield. Have I been protected in my personal life by a white man or a non-Black person of color? Seldom, but I have more experiences in that than I do with my own men. But I wouldn't say white men or other races of men are like the savior of Black women. I can't subscribe to that. Am I in a relationship? No. But my last relationship was the first relationship that actually stepped outside of my race, and I dated a white man. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very happy. And to this day, I hate to say it, but it was my best relationship. But being in that relationship taught me a lot too. I feel like, I'm sorry, and I might be wrong, and I hope no one is actually angry when I say this, but I feel like a lot of black women who, stay with white men, especially for provisions, it's like you have to sell your soul to be with them. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be straight up like about that. I feel like a lot of black women sell their soul to be with white men. They don't have no soul. I'm sorry. All right, I can go into real specific details about that, but I'm just gonna vaguely say that right now to answer the questions. He made me feel beautiful the whole relationship, but there was a lot that cost. You have to pay in a different way to get the things that they provide. Do I want honesty or lies? I need honesty, because when I find out you a liar, I can't believe anything you say. Anything. Even if you say, oh, you look cute today, but I really don't look cute. Like, I need you to tell me that my outfit don't look cute or something so I can look better. I need an honest review about who I am and what we are so that I can function. Otherwise, I'm living in a delusion, and I don't like that. So I hope that that contributes to your life.
Yes, yes, it definitely does. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing. And it is Nastasia, right? I just want to make sure I'm saying your name right.
You actually said it right the first time, nostalgia. Yes.
Nastasia. Okay, all right. That's very pretty. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
speaking, Nastasia.
Thank you so
So
much for having me.
oh, no problem, no problem. I appreciate you. It's somebody else that's trying to come up here too, and I just want you guys to know the reason why I decided to do this live is because I I had already made a live where I said that all men could not be trusted, including white tea men, and I got an influx of black women, that were acting like they were super protected by white tea men, but I did notice a lot of them said it in their job and in a job setting. So when I said that like I said, I think that all men cannot be trusted, I got a lot of smoke. I got a lot of backlash. And so today I wanted to get a lot of black women's personal experiences. That way, maybe it's something that I'm not seeing. The reason why there are so many black women so willing to um I'm trying not to say my thoughts here, but so willing to stand up in defense of a group of men that collectively would never do the same. And I find it to be so odd. So I'm wondering what's going on in their personal lives for these things to happen. Now I'm gonna say my own thoughts about the prompt too, but I'd rather hear everybody else first because I don't want to color anybody's opinions or what they're gonna say. So let me keep going. Super villain, you have something to say, sis? And good
Good
morning. Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. So I wanted to just put my 2 cents in and answer the question before it gets crowded in the club. Number one, do you feel protected as a black woman? I'm gonna be honest. I do feel protected as a black woman, but by other black women. I do feel safety in numbers when it comes to being around black women. Black women have. I've said this plenty many times. I could not be where I am without black women. So I do feel protected, but it is by black women. Have you been protected in your personal life by? Oh, I can't even see what it says. What does it say? Black men.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I told y'all all the time. My father raised me to be a strong black king. That's why I'm such a masculine woman. I also have brothers and uncles, so I'm not gonna lie or sit here and lie and say I have not been protected by them. Have you been protected by in your personal life by a white tea man or non-black person of color? Um, Maybe like as a police officer on a daily, like a personal, like one-to-one situation. No, I don't really be around non-black people like that, unless I'm like going grocery shopping or something. And I'm gonna just say I'm gonna just leave it at no, no. Are you in a relationship and how does it make you feel? I'm not in a relationship. I don't necessarily, and I've said this before, going to blame men on why I'm not in a relationship. I think if I was a lesbian, I would also still be single. It's just my personality trait. I like the solo life, so I'll say that. How does it make me feel? It makes me feel free. Uh, I'm not really conforming to the societal standards of what they want women to do, specifically black women. So yeah, being single makes me feel free. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for me. Do you want honesty or I can't.
Lies.
Okay, lies again. I'm always gonna want the truth. Listen, I'd rather my feelings be hurt and be told the truth than told lies. Like someone said earlier, with the lies, then I just can't trust you, and I'm gonna side eye you about everything you say. I'd rather you hurt my feelings and I get over it and I can learn and grow from it than have to side eye everything you say after I found out that you did not say the truth. And yeah, I'm gonna yield there. Thank you.
All right, all right. I got you. I got you. Super villain. It's always love. Appreciate you. All right. Before I say what I think about the prompts, I'm gonna let everybody that's up here speak first. So let me go up here next to Jay. I'll just stop it at Jay 2026. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So I guess for the first question, do I feel protected as a Black woman? Not specifically. Like I feel protected by my loved ones only. And then I actually feel targeted usually. And then have I been protected in my personal life by Black men? Unfortunately, no. I've actually felt targeted by them. And I'm sure other Black women have had more positive experiences, but I have not. And then have I been protected in my personal life by a white man or non-Black POC? Yes, I have. It's just a case-by-case basis. Like if I have a relationship with them, I don't go around the world expecting anyone to protect me. But if they're my friend or my coworker, if I have another relationship, then yes, they have protected me. And then am I in a relationship? Yes, I am with a white man. And how does it make me feel? He makes me feel happy. So I guess the way I've sort of navigated the world is, other than Black women who I feel, can be sisterhood and support, I just assume everyone else is fair play, whether they'll support me or not. And I actually assume that Black men will not be protective or supportive, and I don't really know why.
Okay, all right, got you, Jay 2026. Let's see here. Let me keep going. Kennedy, go ahead, Kennedy. If you're there, Kennedy, let me send you a request to turn your mic on just in case you can't. You there, Kennedy? I know she said she wants to speak. Okay. Kennedy, I'll give you a couple seconds and then I'll just go ahead and answer the prompt myself. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So I'll let Kennedy stay up for maybe a couple minutes because maybe she walked away from her phone or something like that. Or well, you know what? I just requested this person up here that was in the comments. Who are you? Rebirth?
Hello.
Yes. You there?
What? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to know who you were because you got like a ambiguous profile photo. I just to make sure you wasn't white tea, but you're Black. Okay. You had something to say because you were saying a lot in the comments. I didn't understand exactly what you were saying though.
Yeah, I was saying this is one perspective out of billions. I wouldn't really consider hers as important. Not really.
Well, I mean, as you see, the first topic says, how do you feel as a Black woman? So seeing as though like you're a Black man, right? You're a man, right? Like your perspective really isn't needed today because it's not about you and what you feel because you're not a Black woman. So yeah, there's that. But you have a great day. I just want to make sure you wasn't white because I was going to block you. But I'll let you listen. Goodbye. Okay, so let me keep going because I really don't understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask a topic specifically to women and then the man says, like, yeah, well, I don't really think that's right. Like, did I ask you? Or does it say women? Or do you just automatically see women and include yourself in it? That's really sassy if you ask me. But it is what it is. Like, yeah. Because I don't know what possibly you could contribute, even though he could have still said something. But it just didn't, what he said didn't have anything to do. Like, okay, that's why I'm having multiple women come up here. And the world feels that way. Malcolm X said that. And how many millions of people agree with Malcolm X saying that Black women aren't protected? Rebirth. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay. That out of millions of people, they make up individual people. And that's how we come to conclusions on things. Okay, but I think I'm gonna block you because you sound like you had a whole bunch of like hot dogs in your throat anyway. Goodbye. You're blocked. So don't even talk to him no more. He's gone. Sorry. Yeah, he's gone. Let me go up here to this next person, Yand James. You there, Yand James?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I'm having trouble reading the prompt though because it's kind of cutting off under everybody's icons.
Oh yeah, I can tell you what it is if you want.
Okay.
The number
Okay,
one,
please.
Question is, do you feel protected as a Black woman? Number 2 is, have you been protected in your personal life by a Black man? And number 3 is, have you been protected in your personal life by a white man or a non-Black POC? Number 4 is, are you in a relationship? And I don't even know what I said on here, but are you in a relationship? I guess, who is he? And how does he make you feel? Because I mean, like, what race? And then number 5, do you want honesty or lies to get through? Those are the questions.
I'm sorry. Can you read that other one? A car was driving by. I couldn't hear you. What's the last one?
Do you want honesty or lies to get through as a Black woman? Because I asked that because I think a lot of Black women want to be lied to, and I find it to be weird. But yeah. But you can answer all the questions or one question. It's totally up to you, sis.
Okay. I'll start at the front. Do I feel protected as a Black woman? Not in general. Like, I don't feel society is safe for Black women. I feel like Black women should be on their P's and Q's, because there's a lot of people out here that mean it's no good. Have you been protected in your personal life by a Black man? I have. I was protected by them, and I appreciated it or whatever. But honestly, if that person had not been there, I probably would have protected myself anyway. Have you been protected in your personal life by a white something or non-Black person of color? I have. I guess if you want to look at the fact that we got police and all that kind of stuff, and we have military, whatnot. So, are you in a relationship, and how does he make you feel? Yeah, I'm married, and I feel safe around him. Like I said, he will protect me, but he's never had to protect me against something that I couldn't protect myself against.
Yeah. Is your husband Black or white or what race?
He's Black.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want honesty or lies to get through? I want honesty. I'm trying to deconstruct from all of the lies, honestly. Because I want honesty. That's the end of it. I land.
Okay, all right. I got you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your answers, sis. And all right, so let me go down here to Kennedy. She says she's back, and then we'll go to Ebony, and then I'll answer the questions too. Go ahead, Kennedy.
Hi, good morning. I just want to say I discovered your YouTube channel about a couple months ago and have been obsessed ever since. You crack me up. Really agree with a lot of your points.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so do I feel protected as a Black woman? In general, I would have to say no. I feel protected by maybe individuals, but on a collective level, I would say no. Have you been protected in your personal life? Does that say by a Black man?
Yes, the first one says Black man. Yep.
By a Black man, I'm still gonna have to say no. As much as I guess kind of like I love my father. We have like a complicated relationship, but I feel like, I guess at a high level, I do feel protected by him. But in general, no, I would not say that I feel protected by Black men. If anything, I've had some interesting run-ins with Black men. Have you been protected in your personal life by a white man or a non-Black POC? No. And I want to preface that by saying that I saw your live that you mentioned earlier, where people were saying, do you feel like white men treat you better? I agree that all men need to be vetted. Men are going to be men, point blank, period. But to that point, no, I have not felt protected in that regard. I am not in a relationship, but I definitely want honesty. Like, I unfortunately feel like there is this like common theme of being delulu in relationships and wanting to hear, what you want, wanting to hear what makes you feel good. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not here to play games. I'm 26 years old. I know that that's on the younger end, but still, like, I'm not here to get my time wasted. My time is very valuable. I have a lot going for me, and I expect a partner that is equally yoked, regardless of their, ethnic background or race. And I land my plane.
All right. I got you. I appreciate you, Kennedy. All right. Let me go finally up here to Miss Ebony. Go ahead, Ebony. Maybe do I need to turn your mic off? Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So do you feel protected as a black woman? I have to agree with the other ladies. Overall, no. I just don't. Okay, can you read number 2 for me, please?
Yes. Number 2 says, have you been protected in your personal life by a black man?
No. To be honest with you, no. And I've even been made to feel by black men that I shouldn't put them in certain situations to have to protect me. And that really, changed my whole view on black men. Okay, number 3, have you been protected in your personal life by a white man? I just never been in a situation because I just never been fond of white people like that, to be honest. So I can't really agree to number 3. Are you in a relationship? Can you read number 4 for me, please?
Number 4 just is like, are you in a relationship? And like, if so, like, how does he make you feel? And like, who is he? Like, yeah.
Just got out of a relationship, honestly, because like I was saying before in one of your lives, a lot of black men that I have seen or heard about or dealt with, they always put on a mask, and everything is always so conditional with them. So the last relationship I was just in a couple weeks ago, I had to go ahead and end that. It didn't last long at all because they show themselves so quickly nowadays. You have to literally just sit back and wait for the plot. Okay, and then the last one, do you want honesty? I think at this point, we all as women want honesty. And I don't even think it's a matter of wanting the honesty. Like at this point, we're just like, that's what we're looking like. That's just what it is at this point. I don't even think we are willing to hear anything that men say. We are just looking for the actions. So based on that alone, yeah. And my point, guys. Thank you.
All right. All right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Ebony. All right. Let me go to up here to Solon, Pisces. Hey, how
Hey,
you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Um, in general, one, no. Two, yes. I mean, does like brothers, cousins, uncles, fathers count?
Yes, whoever. If they're a black man, yeah.
Okay, well, let me see. Yeah, my brother came speeding down the street for me, even though he looks Samoan. Um, because I was like, because I got into a car accident, somebody hit me from the back, and um, him and his dude came and he was like,
You know
you
what?
know,
This is you, Monica, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, you said never mind. You like I thought that was you. So when you said that somebody came up and hit you from the back, I was about to say pause. But
Yeah, yeah,
go
yeah, yeah. Pause. Not like that, but like I was driving and boom,
ahead.
he reared there. Okay, you know what? That don't sound right either. But yeah, yeah, it was an accident, and then he hit my trunk. Okay, much better. He hit my trunk, and uh, and so him and his homeboy was just hovering over my car, over me, and I called my brother. I was like, Maurice. Oop, sorry. I called my brother. I was like, brother, there are like these Negroes here, they two of them, and I need you to come ASAP. And he was like, I am on my way. I am literally down the street. I am on my way. So when he came, the dude, as soon as my brother came and he saw this 6'4", 300 even pound man coming out the car looking Samoan, he sped off. Um, so yeah, he hopped in his car, he drove it off. So that was a form of protection. Another time was I was at a protest and this YT dude got in my face, and out of nowhere, my friend, he's a BLK man. He's a BLK man. He came out of nowhere and was like, got in the dude's face and was like, "Hey sis, hey, get behind me." And I got behind him, and he like laid into the wall, and and then the guy kind of backed down because the man, because there was a man in front of him, of course. Um, three, yeah, like. Surprisingly, but I don't know. I think I know how to act like a damsel in distress on both the men for men. So, the third one, yes. Another accident that happened to me. Somebody sold a car, hit my car, and then I chased them, and then we got out the car, got in this huge a yellow match, and this man who is children of the chalk ran down the hill with the shovel and threw the shovel at the person who hit me car, and that was like years ago. I am in a relationship. He is us. I feel I'm happy, but at this moment, it's just we going through a little rough patch. And the last one is, I do want honesty, and the honesty is coming. Um, I just want honesty. Like I asked him because he's going through a lot personally, and he got a lot of demons he need to fight to support the fourth one. And I just keep asking him, hey, do you need us to have a break so you can get yourself together? I can give you that break. And I just want honesty and transparency. So that's it for there.
All right, all right. I got you. I got you. I appreciate you, sis. Okay, so I'll go ahead and answer the questions myself. Um, number one, no, I don't feel protected as a Black woman. I feel like everybody knows that we are grossly unprotected. And for the most part, if things happen, a lot of people aren't going to step in. This isn't to say randomly somebody might, but most of the time they're not. Now, number two, have you been protected in your personal life by a Black man? Yes. I would say if I'm talking about like a strange Black man, like a Black man I don't know. I remember when I was married to my first husband and, he was really, really abusive or whatever. And he had ended up, getting my car, towed away. And it was difficult for me to get it back. So was catching a bus to work so that I could get the money to get my car back. So when I used to go get on the bus, because I was like right off of downtown, so everybody that was going to work would even if they had a car, they would catch the bus at this place and then get their cars or whatever. So it was this Black guy that used to just always be sitting there. He ain't never say nothing to me or try to holler at me or nothing. He would just sit there and say, hey, we wait for the bus to get on the bus. That was it. Like I did that for quite a while. So anyway, I was in my apartment and this one time, like my first husband was putting his hands on me and all this other stuff. And I was to preserve my life. I ended up running outside. It was wintertime. And I had on a bra and panties, and that is it. That's all I had on. No shoes, no socks, no nothing. I was in the backyard hiding underneath this like little underpass thing in the snow with nothing on. So, unbeknownst to me, the guy that was next to me on the bus, on the bus stop that I was taking going to work, he lived over there where I was at too. So he saw me and was like, because I had got up from under there and was trying to see what I could do. Like, where was I going to go? Because I didn't have no clothes on. And he said, hey, do you need some help? Do you need some help? And I was like, yes. He was like, well, come on in my apartment or whatever, and I'm going to get you some clothes. Now he was like, hey, you can't be in here that long. I got a girl. There's no way I'm going to be explaining to my girl that you're in here, you in your drawers, and I'm not trying to, have my girlfriend kill me. So I was like, cool, I understand. He gave me some clothes. He was real nice. He said, I hope you get some help. What, anything else I could do for you? Da, 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 da. And I was like, no, he gave me some clothes. He gave me some socks and a pair of shoes. And, he really just tried to help. That was a time that I had been protected, by a Black man, a random Black man that I don't know. And, I've also been protected by my husband who's Black, my current husband now. So those are times I've been protected by Black men. So number three, have I ever been protected in my personal life by a white T man or non-Black POC? No. I mean, unless you want to compare like a police officer, like Supervillain was saying, like a police officer maybe. Like I remember a police officer took me somewhere to get some gas and I had ran out of gas. Something like that. But other than that, no. Like you mean just like random white men? No. Number four, am I in a relationship? Yes, I'm married to a Black man. I've been married for 16 years. He makes me feel protected. He's a good person. Yeah. And as far as number five, do you want honesty or lies to get through? I personally want honesty. I want to know the real deal about how people perceive black women, about what black women go through. I don't want people to lie. And I actually feel like right now it's a lot of black women that want to be lied to. And because I don't participate in that as a content creator, whatever you want to call me, I feel like people be mad at me. Like, and I feel like instead of black women focusing on the fact that there's a problem with us, not with us who we are as women, but a problem with the way we're treated in the world by black men and everyone else, black women need to find some way to cope because the men in our community are not protective collectively. So I don't know. I just know that I'm getting real tired of black women being mad at me because I won't put white men on a pedestal. I just won't do it. I'm sorry. Like, I understand that you want to do that because you want to make black men mad. But I promise you, the black men that you hope to make mad because you're saying all this stuff are never going to care in the first place because they're scum. Yeah, it really, 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 really bothers me because I don't see white tea men collectively, or even in any type of large amount of groups, putting black women on the pedestal. And definitely saying that black women are better than white women, or non-black men saying that black women are better than non-black women and putting them on a pedestal and talking about all these great things about them. I never see it. And this isn't saying that collectively or individually somebody can do that, but collectively these men are doing it. So why are y'all doing it? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm hoping that I really want to hear more black women and their experiences on how they have felt protected really closely to non-black men, because what are they doing to get this worship that I see from so many black women? I just want to know, what are they doing? And that's why I'm hoping I can get more women on. And even though I'm against, coonery, I still am very open to hear your thoughts, and I will not interrupt you. I just really want to know, what are these men doing for you? Like, as a collective, because my aunt is married to a white man. It has been since I've been a kid. They've been married for a long time. So it's not like I'm saying that a white man doesn't have the capability of caring for a black woman or be with a black woman. But collectively, what type of protection have white tea men shown you that that black men haven't? Not that black men are protecting as a collective, but neither are white men. So what have either of these men shown you collectively that they are protecting, uplifting, loving, and caring for black women? That's all I'm saying. And even with the world, and knowing that white tea men, you know, what's the word, are in control of a lot of things in society. If white tea men really loved black women and wanted to protect them the way so many black women that get mad at me say, they would have done something to protect black women collectively or to assist them. And there's nothing that you can look at tangibly that white men have done for you. But anywho, like I said, I don't know. I was just trying to get to the root cause of this like worship, from going away from black male worship to then going into a new form of worship. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Coco. Oh, sorry, Coco. I hope I didn't traumatize you, Coco. Let's see here. Lazy Natural. Did you have a question you want to ask me, Lazy Natural? Let's see. I'll just read you guys' comments too. Let's see here. No, Emily, you said non-POC protect nobody, but their own, and so should we. I mean, I think that that's true, but I don't know if we'll be able to get black men on board with that as a collective. It just doesn't seem that way. I think black men are largely lost and suffer from so much self-hatred, and they direct that towards black women. But y'all can let me know if y'all think that's true or not. I can start back at the bottom. Nastasia, if you had anything to say, sis.
I do. All right, I could be wrong, but like I think that when you've been mistreated and overlooked and compared to other races of women, especially if you're a deeply melanated black woman like myself, when you've experienced colorism on extreme levels, and I am speaking from personal experience, okay? I'm not going to speak for every Black woman. But my experience is always being overlooked, always being picked last, always being compared to something that isn't attractive or isn't flattering to a woman. And then, boom, the first time I step outside my race, I'm with a white man. And part of it, I'm not going to lie to you, y'all. Part of me being with him was to piss off Black men. And some Black men really were angry at me. I had threats and everything in my inbox when I first came out and said that when we first came out and said we were together. But I think a lot of Black women get it confused that when they finally get some sort of good treatment or get put on a pedestal by the man that they're with, they feel that all white men do that with the Black women that they're with. And so then they start talking about how white men are better and start uplifting them and things like that, because it's like the first time they've ever really truly been uplifted for real. So they feel, oh, so this is where I need to be. If I would have just stepped outside my race earlier, I would have been treated better earlier. And so I'm going to talk about my experience, but they speak on it in a way where like all white men are like that. And I think that's where the confusion of that comes from. And then when more and more Black women start stepping outside of their race, and then it's like the first time I'm treated well. It's the first time like I don't have to experience, when I'm with white men, I don't experience colorism at all. They put me on a pedestal. So even in my situation, I took that as, and that was a grave mistake, but I took it as like, yes, like I should have did this. This is how white men treat Black women, forgetting that the whole reason why colorism even ever existed was because of white men in slavery. Forgetting that the only reason why Black men even turned on us like that is because of white men in slavery. But you forget it because you've been mistreated for so long that when you finally get treated well, it's like, okay, this is like my white savior. And you kind of just get into this delusion about what men are, regardless of their race. So I think that kind of contributes to the whole white man worship.
Okay, all right. I got you. All right. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Let me go up here to J2026. Did you have anything to say, sis?
Yes. So I guess I'd say like I don't really expect like collective action from any group of people, because I think my assumption had been, well, Black men would collectively support Black women because that's what men usually do for their female counterparts, like women in their community. And once I realized that just wasn't happening, I just said, well, I guess there's no collective action from the men. The only collective action I've seen is Black women supporting each other. And once I started seeing things through that lens, it all started to make sense. Like, Black women are the one uplifting Black women creators and artists and actors and media, and pushing for representation and pushing for rights. And even in like the workforce, like Black women like pushing for hiring Black people and mentoring them. I see Black women like leading all the Black organizations, like in school or elsewhere. And once I saw it as Black women uplifting Black women and Black men as well, then I was like, yeah, Black women collectively uplift each other, but nobody else is going to collectively uplift us. And I guess I have peace with that. I'm not expecting Black men to collectively do anything for us. And so I think from that perspective, then I say, okay, Black women uplifting each other, and then everyone else is just on an individual basis. And when I treat everyone on an individual basis, Black men have not performed better than any other group. So like if I'm networking, or if I'm, when I was dating, like I actually don't date Black men anymore because I realized they just were not putting in the effort at all. And so like with friendships or with anything, like Black men are not outperforming any other groups. So individually, I think that's what you're seeing is like Black women like recognizing individually a white man might be a better boss for you than anyone else, or a Asian woman might be a better friend or whatever. Like you never know. So I think that might be what's happening.
You think an Asian woman would be a better friend to you?
And a Black man, of course.
Oh no, I when you said woman, I just went to the counterpart, Black women.
Yeah, so Black women, I that's the only group where I could say collectively, or maybe there might be special treatment, or I might be treated better. But other than that, every other group I expect is an equal playing field, and I've actually come to see Black men treat me worse. So on an individual basis. So I'm just looking at patterns beyond the Black women where I see we are supporting each other, and you can look at the politics and voting and what we do in the media, what we do in careers. Black women are uplifting Black women. That's happening. Every other group of people are not uplifting us as a collective, and that's fine. And individually, if you actually look at what's happening, I don't see Black men performing even equal to any other group, not even close.
Okay,
For me,
I got you.
yeah.
Okay, I got you. So this is my thing with that, which I totally agree with what you're saying about the collective of Black men and all of that. And even, going deeper into that, like their treasonous and disloyal nature collectively. Like I said, I think that it's a running joke. I've had so many back when I used to actually like talk to white people. I don't do that anymore, but back when I used to talk to them or debate with them about things, anytime things is getting hectic, with white people, they're losing a debate or something like that with you, the N-word's gonna come out, racial slurs are gonna come out. And another thing that comes out is if you're a Black woman, oh, your man don't like you, your men don't like you, they like other races of women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And with all of that, I always looked at that as absolute proof that not only is it something in the Black community where Black women know how Black men treat them, but everybody else can see it too. But nobody just cares because nobody cares about what happens to Black women. But even with that being said, the only thing that I ever had like questions about is that as much as we can talk about the things that Black men have done to Black women, the things that they do now to Black women currently, the disrespect, the degradation, is that I don't understand how come that somehow doesn't get pushed off onto other people and other demographics as well. White men have been just as violent, just as disrespectful, just as degrading, just as everything that Black men have been, white men have been to Black women as well. Not only historically speaking, but also currently. I mean, does anybody ever look up the hate crime statistics? Black people are the people that get the most hate crimes. And the majority of the time, the hate crime is perpetrated by a white male. When you talk about Black femicide and Black women being unalived, of course, Black men unalive Black women the most. Right behind that, the next person that unalives Black women the most are white men. So when the crime is interracial, which most crime is interracial, but when the crime is interracial, a white man is doing it. So what I don't understand is how white men have managed to get this PR, because they've done nothing for the collective of Black women. They've done nothing to protect Black women collectively. They've done nothing but be violent, racist, aggressive, and everything to Black women too. So that's what I don't understand. I understand all the feelings that people have for Black men, Black women specifically, but I don't understand where but the white man will protect me at the job. The white man will protect me here and there. Where did you get that information from? And if we are talking about, anecdotal experiences, then how come when Black women come up here and mention their Black daddies or a Black man they've been with, how come that doesn't somehow make us believe that all Black men are protectors? Because there's a few anecdotal people talking about it. That never works for Black men, but it works for white men. And I think that is a bit of coonery, honestly. And like I said, the reason why I really want to know is because I do think that Black women have a reason and a right to feel anger towards Black men and want to even try to hurt their feelings the way Black men have hurt ours. But I just don't understand it. Like, at all. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, hold on, you guys. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me? Okay, because I had accidentally swiped on my page. Like, somebody in the comments just said that white men protect Black women collectively. That's not even true either. Like, so it's just like, what? I'm not in what world do you think that most white men that you come across on an individual basis are going to protect you? Like, most white people are racist. I don't even, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know where the PR is coming from. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, like, to me. And so that's something I would like to dig deeper into if I could. But I do think that it has something to do with Black women being upset with Black men. Because anytime I ever talk to Black women about this topic and they're really staunch on their opinion of these things about white men, if you ask them deeper questions, they've already entertained black men and black men have disappointed them, which I understand. I just feel like it's not healthy for black women to put any race of man on the pedestal, because every man is capable of harming black women and have harmed black women. Every last one of them. So I don't know. Like, there are so many racist people, even POC people. Like, I didn't see Asian men talk cash money stuff about black women. Indian men, all of them. So it's just like, I'm not understanding where the love is coming from. I just would prefer black women be on guard against everybody. And this is not me, because every time I say this, people say I'm trying to protect black men. I could care less about them. I'm just saying, as a black woman, I feel like you should look and be on guard against all men, because in general, people don't have respect for the black woman at all across the diaspora. Wherever you go, black women are not looked at, you know what I'm saying, highly. And it's not that we aren't beautiful and high, but it's just the way we were perceived because of anti-blackness. But let me just keep going, y'all. I probably talk too much. Kennedy, did you have anything to say?
Yeah, I'm so sorry about the dogs.
Oh, no
But
problem. I didn't care. I know people cared in the comments, but it didn't bother me. You can go ahead, sis.
okay, okay, good. I completely agree with everything that you've been saying. At the end of the day, I'm always going to be pro Black woman first and foremost. I've seen the worst of all groups of people. I come from a military background, so I have moved more than 10 plus times in my entire life, and I've come across various groups of people. And at the end of the day, what I have learned is that I'm always going to be pro Black woman, period. Like, that is where my loyalty is. And I'm not saying that every Black woman can join and be along for the ride, because we do have those raccoons, if you will, or, those that are overly male centered. So I'm not saying we have to bring every Black woman with us, but I'm saying those that want to be along for the ride, we absolutely need to stick together and just be pro Black woman first. Like, growing up, especially as a dark-skinned woman, it definitely took a toll on my confidence when the, little Black boys were the ones, calling me a roach or calling me burnt or whatever. And I have been blessed to the point where, my very first relationship was with a Black man, and he was amazing. We're not together anymore, but he was amazing. And when we broke up, I was just shocked to see that all men weren't like him. But at the end of the day, what I'm getting at is, like, let's open our options. We don't need to be race loyal, but still we need to do our due diligence in vetting all of these men. Like, I don't think that we should be putting white men, Asian men, etc. on a pedestal. At the end of the day, like, let's decenter men. Let's continue to be the prize, and whoever is able to treat us the best, that's where we should go. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yes, I definitely agree with you, Kennedy. I think that that's all I'm ever trying to say, is that I don't think that black women should necessarily be race loyal, because black men aren't. And black women that are successful specifically are gonna have a very hard time, finding someone to match their fly. Not that it can't be done, but for the best odds, if you are a black woman and you want to be partnered up with somebody, then for sure you need to just be looking at the best candidate regardless of the color of their skin. Now, me personally, historically speaking, I don't think that I could ever entertain a white man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I couldn't. But someone else of another race or demographic, sure. You know what I'm saying? Even though if I was single, I probably just wouldn't engage with men at all, to be honest with you. I got lucky one time, and I don't believe that it'll ever happen again, so I probably wouldn't. But I don't see anything wrong with that. And I don't see wrong with black women choosing anyone. I just want to do what Kennedy said. I want black women to do that, which is vet everybody, look at everybody. Don't think that just because someone has a certain color to their skin, that means that they're going to treat you great. Because that's just a crazy way to think. You know what I'm saying? And somebody in the comments said that, like, white people seem to be warming up to black people. I be wondering, like, do y'all, like, when y'all say things like that, do y'all really talk to white people? Do y'all really have conversations with them? about their thoughts and feelings about black people? Do you go to social media places where white people are at and see what they say? You know, like I just be wondering, because if you think that, I just don't know what to say. Because where are you where are you seeing this? Okay. I mean, it just is mind boggling to me. Let me keep going though. Because I think Supervillain had something to say in response to that, because it's like, huh? Okay, but let me keep going. Yand, did you have anything to say, Yand?
So yeah, I already answered the prompt, but I do want to say something. I kind of want to change my answer about have you ever been protected in your personal life by, we're talking about a white man, white people, or a black or non-black person of color. And I said, yeah, if you talk about police or military. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, the police and the military, they're really not trying to protect me. They're really just trying to capture, like that, like their real end goal is to try to catch somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Or throw their weight around and punish, or and beat up on somebody else. So even in that scenario, the protection of the people that they're trying to protect is never black women. It might be white women, and barely that. Really, men are really protecting against other men, protecting themselves against other men. So I guess the answer to number 3 should have been no instead of yes. That's all I have to say.
Okay, all right. Because yeah, I said a police officer too, because I was just like, but other than that, no. But let me keep going. Go ahead, Supervillain. You have anything to say?
Yes, Trig. I actually had a couple points to make. I'll try to be brief. The work environment came up a couple of times with whitey men or non-black men of color. I just want to say this: in a world which I was also affected, thousands of black women were fired or released from their jobs this year. Are y'all really saying that? And then also, this is not to refer to black women as anything outside of their beautiful self, but of course, the showman is going to take care of his best workhorse. Like, let's be so for real. Black women show up and show out in the work field. That's why I'm pro do bare minimum in these white people or non-black people jobs. So let's just be absolutely clear. They're not protecting you because they think you're an awesome person. They cherish your work. They cherish your labor. It's not actual you, the human being. Like, when we have this conversation, we have to really include nuance, and let's tell the truth. I also want to say, and I think I've said this under one of your videos, Trig, before. When it comes to this white man versus black man particular conversation, it gets strange because y'all know it's all men for me, so I don't have no pony in the race. But it really comes down to picking your poison, whether you're going to deal with self-hate or racism. And a lot of the times, the black men look worse because it's easy to identify self-hate. It's not so easy to identify covert racism, right? Because racism isn't just wearing a white hood and burning a cross in front of somebody's yard. It comes in many ways. So white team men particularly get away with a lot of things that black men wouldn't get away with. But I will also say that black men are overt with their self-hate because black women worship black men. It don't matter what they do. Black women are still going to worship black men. So they're not going to hide their hate for you like a white man would. For me, at the end of the day, it's going to be all men, like I said before. But I just wanted to bring these points in because when we have these conversations, I think a lot of these points are ignored. And let's just have the real conversation. It's goofy to pick racism over self-hate. They're both a terrible choice. So I just wanted to make that point. Thank you so much, Trick. I'm yield there.
All right. Thank you, Supervillain. Yeah, I always find the workplace conversation very weird, that you would equate somebody trying to help you in the workplace, seeing as though if you are doing a great job in the workplace, you benefit the company, as to showing that somebody actually wants to care for you and protect you. That makes no sense at all to me. Like, I have no idea. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But once again, I really, I blame black men for all of this because of their behavior has, in my opinion, caused a lot of black women to have a cope mentality. They cannot cope because of the things that black men have done. And they know that they can see other races of women have protection from their group of men. So they have to say, well, you know what? We can get it too. We can get it too. We get it from white men. Look at how they treat us in the workplace. Look at how they do this, that, and the third. And I really think that that's where it's coming from. Just a way to give an answer to black men, but you're not giving the answer. You just seem crazy because it's not true. It's not true. White men can do a lot in society, and they do a lot when they feel like it to enact change that helps them and affects them. So if they really cared for black women the way some black women say that they do, there would be some type of tangible proof and evidence of that other than black women receiving penis from them or a pat on the head at work, which is going to benefit the company and them by default. So I just don't understand it. Like, where's the proof at? Where's the proof? And when I say that, people get mad, but it's like black women are being unalived at a very high rate, 6 times the rate of everybody else, of other women. Where are the laws put in place? They quickly came up with that law for the Asians during COVID. Where's the law for black women? Something that benefits black women specifically. Black women unalive trying to give birth, bring a child in this world. Where is some place that white men have started? Hey, we appreciate you, black queens, bringing life into the world. We're doing this strictly for black women. Where? Outside of somebody being able to get something out of you, which is vagina, what have they done for you collectively? Okay, where is it? Because people say black men haven't did anything, which they haven't, which I can acknowledge, which I'm not trying to throw that away. And that's an indicator that black men don't care. But white men have done nothing either. So why is that not an indicator that they don't care? They also have been abusive. They also have killed, unalived you. They also have raped you. They also have been racist against you. They also have called you baboons and apes and monkeys and burnt and dark and unattractive and nappy-headed. So why are they somehow absolved of those crimes? Huh? They just literally had 2 white tea men go on dates with black women and chop them up and distribute their body parts across the town. But I don't see black women say, oh, we got to watch these white tea men because they be chopping us up. Well, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And any black woman that will listen to this live on replay, if you find yourself doing this, understand that the same thing that you despise in black men is what you yourself are becoming. And that's exactly why, like, I don't believe in other people's actions affecting who I am as a person. Like, I remember when my mom, she was married to my father for 20 plus years. She ended up divorcing him, leaving him. He was tripping. I understand why she left. You know what I'm saying? But she became so, I don't know, like a totally different person after that. And when I was married to my first husband and I got rid of him, she would always say, how come you still are happy? How come you still, she wanted me to hold all of this hatred inside. And I just don't believe in what someone does to me that affects the way I think. And I really believe that black men's behavior and disloyalty has affected black women on a level that they are not even aware of, that it has caused them to worship a demographic of men that would not spit on them if they were on fire. And I don't believe you should let black men affect you that way. I'm not saying don't date out, because date out if that's what you want and you find someone that will love and respect you. But to turn that hatred or disappointment with the black man into white male worship is a scary, scary, scary thing to do. And I'm scared of black women that do it, like, because what is going on with you mentally? But go ahead, supervillain. You have something to say?
Yes, I just wanted to reiterate, I think, and I do not want that to go over our heads, because in this space, we are changing black women's behavior. When you pointed out that a lot of black women are so angry at black men that they go the other way, I think that's a very, very important part. Maybe that could be one day a live on its own, because it's almost like that so woke you're becoming sleep deprived. And being woke is great, but when you are losing sleep, that also causes issue. That turns into another problem, right? So I do blame black men's behavior to black women for that particular behavior that I'm noticing happening amongst black women. And I just also, because I was looking in the comments, just want to reiterate the workplace thing. Again, I saw some people saying, oh, well, they white tea or non-black people of color, co-workers have supported them, this, that, and the third. Y'all have to remember, it's your labor. It's not you as an actual person. Because again, I'm going to name two things. If they liked you so much, you'd be getting top pay. You'd be getting equal pay. We're not even getting equal pay as black women. Let's have the conversation. We're not even getting equal pay. But you would be getting top pay if they really liked you, if it was about you. Also, again, because I was affected, so maybe other black women who weren't affected can't see it. They laid off, fired thousands of black women this year. These weren't black men run companies. These weren't black men head of HR. So again, if they loved you so much, why did so many black women lose their jobs? I'm not saying this to champion black men. Trig knows it's all men for me. I can't stand a nigga either way, any color he come in. But let's have a real conversation if we're going to have that conversation, because it looks goofy as hell. I'm sorry. Again, y'all are trading self-hating men for racist men. And I think I'm gonna just end there.
Okay. Thanks so much, Supervillain. I just wanted to respond to Blooming Lark in the comments. This is exactly the type of logic that I'm talking about, that the black women that are the white male worshipers start getting happy. So I'm going to go ahead and address it now. Like two of y'all said in the comments, well, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Are you telling us that we need to stay with black men? Because if white men aren't the option, then who is the option then? That exactly right there is what I'm talking about. That pick-meism, that male-centeredness, that desire to worship men because you can't worship the black man, you got to worship somebody else. That is a problem. And until a lot of black women unpack that desire to worship a man, to have a man, to be centered around a man, you're always going to get okie doke. Because you say, well, what's the alternative? The alternative is to sit at home, get you some friends, build you some community, work out, go to the gym, learn a new language, go cook. Just because you can't worship black men doesn't mean you go and worship white men. You shouldn't worship anybody. If you can't find a suitable partner, then you don't be with anybody at all. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's a lot of y'all that do that. Well, what are you trying to say? Because if we don't worship black men, we got to worship somebody. We got to worship somebody. We got to center somebody. We got to say, oh, I got a man to somebody. Like, do better. This is absolutely ridiculous. And that is the reason why so many of y'all, when y'all get with these white men, they run circles around you, play with you, and dog you out. I can't tell you how many black women come up here and say those things and say, oh yeah, I've dated 15, 20 white guys, but I still think that they're better. How do you think so? What are you getting out of them other than dick? You getting the same thing from the other men too. So what are we talking about? And this is what I mean also. Like being angry at black men, like Supervillain was talking about, that people go the other way. This is really, like I said, some type of desire that black women have to be like partnered up, or to make black men mad about the decisions that they're making. And this is no shade. This is probably going to be controversial, but no shade, no disrespect. But like I said, it's something that black women do. And it's the same way that black women start messing with other women, or they start messing with super studs because they're mad at men or they're mad at black men. It's like you've been taking major pipe for 35 years. And now all of a sudden you want the backpack strap. You ain't going to make me believe that you really like women. I don't believe it. Because if you 35 and you had all of this time and now you like now you like strap because you mad at dudes, get out of here. Get out of here. No, you don't. I think Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta, even though she's so beautiful, Portia is so T. But beyond that, she's a perfect example. How many black women do you see doing that BS? You 40 years old. And now you gay? Like, please stop it. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Black women and that desire to be picked, to be chosen at all costs has got to stop. For real. Y'all got to do better. Honestly, and don't be mad at me because I'm trying to encourage you to do better. For real. But Blooming, did you have something to say in response to that? Because I would
Wait a
love for you to
minute.
get in the box.
I
But
just have
go
to
ahead,
thank
Jen.
you. I gotta give you applause. I gotta thank you. That is the truth. That is the truth. And and the smartest thing you did when I came on here was when that man tried to get up here and start talking his bull crap, you dropped his butt right on off. Because what is happening is that not only are there women out there that need to tell other women this, we got these men that want to come in and try to shut you up, and you didn't let them shut you up. I applaud you. I'm just I don't know how to say thank you enough. That's all I have to say. All right.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Yan. Blooming. You can go ahead because hopefully you understood what I was saying.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. So I was listening for about 20 minutes and I was looking at your prompt. So I was just, people were talking about what white men have done and, other people have done. So that's why I asked that question. What exactly would be the solution for Black women to do? Go where they're loved or have to stick with? Because I wasn't getting what the preference was supposed to be. What the choice was supposed to be. So that's why I asked that question.
Yeah, I'll say there is no choice. There is no choice. There is no anything. It's just like if you find somebody that is gonna love you and treat you like a queen, great. Regardless of what color he is, but you're not gonna be able to go anywhere for collective protection. Anywhere for a specific group of men to love you and uplift you as a Black woman. It's just not gonna happen.
That is true. That is true. So just do what works for you.
Yes, that's all I was just trying to say is that white male worship is not the answer to Black men's disloyalty, to the Black man's disloyalty. It's not, because you're only going to lose because the collective of white men do not care. And even the small percentage of the white men that will entertain Black women, you got to at least cut out 50% for fetish purposes. And that's not me trying to discourage Black women from dating other races of men. It's just for me to give you the reality of the situation. So it's like, that's why I said, do Black women at number 5, do they want honesty or do they want lies to get through? Do you want me to tell you that every white man is going to love you and not be racist and treat you like it's not going to happen? I can't tell you how many Black women whose hair that I did when I was doing hair that were with white men. They had been with them for years that talked about racism, microaggressions, people playing with them, people calling them apes at Thanksgiving. So we got to be real here. Just like we call out the realness when it comes to Black men, I don't understand why we tippy-toe around having a discussion about white men or other races of men. This person who said, girl, relax, applause her, I'm about to block you, or Apple user, whatever you are, goodbye. So you can tell your mama to relax. But anyway, like I said, that's the only thing I'm trying to say. I just don't want Black women to be taken advantage of. At the end of the day, I am not here to tell Black women who to choose, who you decide to be with, who you decide to get a cookie to. At the end of the day, that does not affect me at all. So I want people to know I have no secret agenda for you to be with Black men or white men or Asian men. I have no agenda, because at the end of the day, that doesn't affect me. The only thing that affects me, that hurts me, is when I see Black women that cannot unpack their pick-meism. So what they do is they take their pick-meism from Black men onto another race and then end up getting okey doked and hurt and harmed. That's it. I just want to see everybody happy.
Right, like on Yeka, which was very embarrassing. Yeah, I am woman-centered. I am primarily me-centered. I don't center men at all. So I'm for who I am. And yeah, I agree.
Can I ask her a question if it's okay?
Yeah, go ahead, super villain.
So Blooming, if you consent, I just want, and not specifically you, just those who may be confused about what the message is. I always want to ask. So a lot of Black women, of course, rightfully so, are turned off by Black men's behavior, in part due to the ramifications of chattel slavery, everything that happened after that. it's weird because we can acknowledge that black men have a nuance because of slavery, but when they want to go to the white man, does the racist epithet that white people in their culture have gone through, is it totally erased? Like we can see the ramifications in the black men, but for some reason we think the white men totally forgot about the ramifications of slavery when it comes to being white, them being the slave masters and being torturers, and that's the point that I want to speak for Trig, but I feel like me and Trig are trying to say, like if we can recognize the issues that certain things have happened and caused black men to behave a certain way, why is it totally erased on the other side? Right? Because black men did not choose what happened to them in a large part, because some were definitely complicit. But white men chose to obviously go along with slavery, and their ancestors inherited that. The same way black men inherited what happened to their ancestors. Again, it's about choosing self hate over racism. Both choices are going to be goofy. But the point is the worship, right? Because when asked that question, well, what are we supposed to do? Why is the first option going to the white man instead of worshiping self and self improvement? That's the issue. Because let's be so for real. Black women definitely need help as well. So why wasn't the first instinct, because human instinct is self-preservation? Why wasn't it, let me work on myself. Let me be a better person for self instead of let me go worship the white man because he's not black. I think that's the point a lot of people are missing. It's not saying, oh, do not love a white man. If you on your own in a one-on-one encounter end up falling in love with a white man and he treats you well, I'm happy for you. Right? We're not saying that can't happen. We're just saying as a collective, we can't take black man worship, why in the hell would we tolerate white man worship? And I think that's the part a lot of people are not forgetting. Again, for me, I have no pony in the game. I've been celibate and single the last 15 years. I don't mess with men, period. I'm not a lesbian. I'm unfortunately straight, but I just don't do it. So I'm not trying to sway each side, black or white. I'm just trying to get women to behave better for themselves, period. So I think that's the part that's missing, the self. When are you going to worship self and be about self? Why does it have to be about worshiping one man over the other? That's all.
Yeah, I just want to throw one more thing in, and then I'm going to drop actually. But I've always noticed, or from my perspective, the two biggest grifts that you'll find out there is going to be insurance and it's going to be security. They're always gonna, the first thing they do is try to plant in your mind that you've got to worry about protecting yourself against something that's never happened but could happen. And then they're gonna sell you some insurance, and then they'll try to sell you some more insurance, and then they'll try to sell you some more by planting more fear in your mind. Same thing with security. They sell you some security, and then they plant more fear in your mind, and you buy more security, and you buy more security. And this is what's happening with the black women in general, or whatever. They've got in the back of their mind that this whole thing about needing protection or whatever, somebody put out there this narrative that women need protection because there's some big boogeyman out there. And so that's even the reason why we're having this discussion, and even the reason why someone might say, well, the black man hasn't been giving me this protection, so I'm going to need this other protection. I'm not saying that there's never a cause or there's never a potential where somebody else's help is necessary, but at the end of the day, the protection that you need to be trying to find that for your own self. You don't say, oh, the black man is not protecting me, and so I'm going to find the white man and he's going to protect me. The white man is not going to protect you. The white man, this is the thing, even in a home, when it's time for protection, that they want to say that they're the protectors, but they're not just protecting you, they're protecting themselves. They know how, they have sense enough to protect themselves, and women need to have the same as well. And you don't pick a man because you're trying to find somebody that's going to protect you. That's all I have to say.
All right, all right. I got you. Yen. Let me go up here to Chevy. I think that's what it is. Chevy.
It is Chevy, thank you. So I just kind of wanted to piggyback off of Triggered and Supervillain. I attempted, just out of, having bad experiences in dating with black men, none of them were, it was always like I was getting cheated on, or, you know, just some chaos that was happening with black men. And I think one part that I feel is important is the more that I've worked on myself, the better attraction I've been receiving from black men. So I did try to date 2 white men, and each time they said something that was offensive to me, and I just can't deal with it. I tried it. It's not for me. I just think they always have something to say. Like, one said, "Oh, well, my family didn't own slaves," and I was like, "Okay," and like that was it. And just like constantly talked about black men. And so, the more that even though it's painstakingly difficult to continue to try today, I do know that anytime that I'm not dating, I'm celibate, or I'm abstaining right now, I always meet people that are at a higher level, because you also have to understand that you're attracting what you are. So if you're not working on yourself in the meantime, you're going to continue to have a cycle of the same experiences because you're the same person. So if you grow, if you elevate your life, if you're in different spaces, if you're traveling, if you're, there's not only American men, you can always, there's a plethora of men all over the world, but working on yourself 1000% is the most important, because I was a mess previously and I was attracting a mess, and I would blame it on them, but I had to take some accountability that I had trauma myself. So that's all.
All right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Chevy. All right, let me go down here to the bottom. Nastasha, did you have anything to say?
Yes, I'm just gonna kind of speak from my experience with dating black and white men. I mean, well, dating black men and then dating the one white man that I did date. Um, I'm just gonna say it like this: black men ruined my fucking life. I don't care what nobody say. They ruined my life. And when that white man walked into my life, he had no intention of doing anything like that to me. And I had beautiful experiences with him and other white men that I've dated but didn't take seriously. I'm just saying that that's part of the reason why I ever stepped out. And I don't care. I'm never going back to black men. I don't fuck with them. I don't talk to them. I don't like them. They have done nothing but destroy me and then blame me for it. And even though it didn't work out with my white man, the reason why I also, even though I can't stand black men, I also do not worship white men, is because if it's not them, I'm just going to say this to anybody who's thinking about, dating a white man seriously. You have to understand that if it's not them, it's their friends, it's their family, it's somebody around them. And they're going to either be a bystander to it, or they're actually participating in the racism. And that's why me and my last man didn't work out, because I refused to also marry into racism. Absolutely not. I told him straight up, listen, I'm a real nigga. I'm not no Oreo. I don't know who you thought I was. And when we first got together, he's like, oh, it's going to be all right. My family's not like that. I asked him all the questions. I tried to vet about it, and I had known him for years. So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to randomly be with this one random white guy. No, we were friends for a long time before I even decided to make that step with him. And then about 6 months into the relationship, all the racism, everything came out, everything. His family was racist, and he lied and said that they weren't. He told me that a lot of things I was bringing up. And yes, Black History Month came, I was rubbing it in his face and everything, because part of me being with him too was also trying to get some reparation. I just feel wronged on both sides of the fence. But I should say I still do. I have a lot of love for him, and we just connect in a way that no one else understands. But being with him for real, I saw firsthand that he said, oh, I'm not racist, but his whole family is racist, but you not racist. It's giving you lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of white men I think if not all of them are racist in some way, and some of them just don't come to terms with it. But with that being said, I'm not dating white men seriously anymore, but I'm definitely never going back to black men, because even though me and the white man didn't work out, he never had any intention of coming in my life and ruining it permanently. Like, not for nothing, all of the black men that I have tried to love have done, and the ones I actually took seriously, I'm sorry, they permanently fucked up my life. And I just will not never be with them again for that. but I do agree with everything you guys were talking about as far as not worshiping men at all. I find that Black women, we don't support each other the way a lot of other groups of women support each other. If we could worship ourselves, if we could worship each other and put each
Let me
other on a
interject.
pedestal,
You said, hold on. You said that you don't think that Black women support each other the way other groups of women support each other. So
yeah,
you think white women support each other? That's what you think?
I think white women, when it comes to getting themselves on bigger platforms and helping them become more successful in a timely manner and in a quick way, the things that I've seen between other races of women versus Black women with a lot of.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you said that. But I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead. Oh, were you done? Okay. So this is I have pushed back to a few things that you said. Now I'm not a black man, you know what I'm saying? So I mean that's fine that you're not gonna talk to black men anymore. If you don't feel like you should, you feel like you've had bad experiences with them, I see nothing wrong with that. But I do find something, and this is what I want to unpack, and this may not be necessarily for Nastasha to see it, but this will be for anyone else to see it that could be listening that feels the same way. If you're mad at black men and you can recognize what they've done, that they've ruined your life for these things that they have done to you, and you've decided to say, hey, I'm not gonna mess with these knickknacks no more because of how they've treated me. But then you can say that a white T man lied to you about his family being racist. You think that he may be racist. You may think that most white people are racist. These are all the things that Natasha just said, but yet you can still say that you would be open to possibly being with a group of people that you know are racist to you. That's weird. And that also is something that you've got to unpack as to why you would give one group almost a grace for doing something that is inherently violent against you, because the majority of horrible crimes that have happened to black people, black men, black women, black children, that was committed by white T people were in the name of racism and discrimination. So that's completely insane. But once again, I feel like that that type of putting whiteness and other groups of people on a pedestal is what has probably got you in the position that you're in right now. Because for you to say that white women support other white women more than black women do, that's a lie. That's a complete and utter lie from the deepest, darkest pits of hell. White tea people are wholly individualistic people as a group, as a society. They don't care about nothing and nobody but themselves, unless the caveat is that they're uniting to be racist and discriminatory against another group. That's the only time you will see white people link up and click up. If they can find out how to disenfranchise and beat down a person, a black person or a non-black person of color. That's it. So that once again, that idea that some black people have that in some way other races aren't doing what black people are doing is another reason why you'll always find yourself upset, busted, and disgusted, no matter what race of man you choose. No matter what race of man you choose, you're always going to end up on the losing end if you don't unpack your white male worship, your white woman worship, your complicated relationship to how you view yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact that you said that a group of men was actively, when his family was racist, you thought that he was racist, he lied to you, and you still had kind things to say, but you wouldn't have had those kind things to say if they looked like you. It's very weird. Like I gotta be real with you. That's coonery. That's coonerific. Yeah. And if does anybody see this? Is it just me that is able to make that correlation or no? Yeah. You whoever that was, y'all can speak.
I was just gonna say, sorry, supervillain. I'll just be a second. I was just gonna say, it's obvious to me just in your voice how hurt you are. Like you can hear how painful whatever situations you've been in have been, and like that's when you have to say, I'm just not gonna date because I'm not ready to, and I'm gonna work on myself because I can feel that you're still hurt by it. So I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but like if I was still in that place after so many, a whole nother relationship, I would take a break and just not even date and work on myself, because you clearly need to heal a little bit because someone has really hurt you.
Supervillain, was you trying to say something?
Yes, I just want to, of course, not tell you what to do, but I agree. I believe the time working on yourself and healing from whatever transpired between your last dating options is important. I do want to emphasize that the work and the healing is for you. I'm against telling women to be better so they can find a good man, because at the end of the day, women do all the work, the wife classes, the cooking classes, the or any class you can take to be better for men, and men simply don't do that. So I think removing the man part of it, working on yourself, wanting to be a better person for self, is very important. I'm not going to utilize the hurt and stuff. We've all been hurt. We've all had, similar stories. I just want to point out that you gave the white team men a grace because of the betrayal you felt by black men. It wasn't because they were better. So I just want to make sure that you notice that part, because you did say that the white man lied to you, hid his family from you. And this is what I mean about how black men's overt self-hate is obvious, but the covert racism in white men isn't. And I think the betrayal from the black men made you not recognize the red flags in what you noticed in the white men. And maybe the white men on a individual level were better. I'm not going to dispute that fact. But as a collective, when we're speaking black men versus white men, that happens often. So I just want that to be recognized, not just by you, but everybody that's having this conversation. You're there, Chick.
All right, all right. I just wanted to say, Natasha, and I'm gonna unmute you so you can say what you need to say. But I just want to say, this is no disrespect meant. I'm not trying to come at you. I'm definitely giving you grace for sure. I'm not trying to attack you. Honestly, I'm just encouraging you to dig deeper, and also any black women that hear the live to dig deeper as well, because what you said is not unusual. I've heard it before. I've heard it plenty of times. And I'm not saying, and I want people to understand this, because people think that when I give people pushback on things like this, like I'm trying to defend black men. I am not. I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I understand everything that y'all are saying. I've experienced everything that y'all are saying. I don't think black men are above reproach. I don't think that the majority of black men are going to treat you like a queen or whatever. Like, I think that they are in a small minority, but the only difference is that I feel that way about every race of man, not just black men. I think every race of man, the majority of them ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? Do I think that black men have their own unique issues with self-hatred and the way they act publicly? Yes, yes. But I do believe that it's all men. So that's the only difference. And that's the only thing I'm trying to challenge you guys on. But I'm definitely not trying to shame you for how y'all feel about anybody. Like I said, I just find it to be strange to really understand everything that's wrong with the black man, but when you talk about the white man, it's like you don't see nothing wrong. He just is great. He don't really be doing nothing like that. Oh, they stick together. Oh, they love each other. Oh, everything's great over there with the whites. And that's weird because it's not true. But and definitely with white women definitely don't stick together more than black women stick with each other. That is not true at all. I want to make sure that we know that it's not true at all. White women definitely get active with each other. Definitely talk about each other. I know people were talking about the shade room, like, oh, we go in the shade room. We see all of these black women talking about other black women. I'm thinking, do y'all go to TMZ? Do y'all go to any of the white gossip sites and see white women drag their celebrities too? But once again, I never understood how white people have managed to. They have been responsible for the most heinous acts in society and in history of all time. But for some reason, they can still get the people that they have victimized, their ancestors, or not their ancestors, their what is it? They're the people that they come from, whatever. My mind is going to blank right now. They can get those people to still sing their praises in some way. That's crazy. I don't understand it. But go ahead, Natasha. Let me see if I can. Oh, sorry, I accidentally cut you off. Go ahead, sis.
I don't want to be perceived like this. I don't want my fellow black women to perceive me as some white person worshiper. I am nothing like that. I am nothing of the sort. And I believe two things can be true at once. I'm not saying all white men are great because I had a great experience with my last relationship, and then yes, some lies came out. I'm just saying I have given black men more than enough grace. All right, I only dated one white man, so that should tell you how much love and grace I gave them. All the times that I tried with them, despite them literally ruining my life, all the times that I tried with them, as opposed to the one time that I did step out and date a white man. I never said that all white people were like these great people. I never said that. I specifically said I'm not going to worship white men either, and I did express my hurt in the racism of that as well. I'm just saying, even with that being said, it was a better experience than any black man that I dated, and that should be telling you something right there. And yeah, I am still hurt about it, and I thought this was a space where I would be able to express. That's just how I feel. I don't feel like I'm giving any more grace to black men, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I got you. That wasn't even it, what you said about black men. It was what you said about white women sticking together more than black women do. That was what blew me. It really had nothing to do with what you said about black men. I understood what you were saying. I'm not saying that nothing that you said was wrong about that. I'm not saying that a lot of these black men don't be out here acting a fool. I totally believe that. I believe what you're saying when you talk about your experience. The only thing that I gave you pushback on was the white women stick together more than black women do. Because I didn't know where you got that from, because it's not true.
Well,
So
I
that's
guess
what
I'll
blew me.
just speak for myself then. I've experienced that personally with black women.
Can I say something, Trig?
Yeah, go ahead, super villain.
Okay. Hey, Nostalgia. I just want to let you know, you're not being judged by how you feel. I want to encourage you to keep coming to this space. Um, Over here, I'm not gonna say we don't coddle each other, right? We definitely
Right.
call out behavior, but I want you to know it's in love and self improvement. It sounds like you maybe you know what, I'm not going to assume your surroundings, but I think being around more black women in this type of space would be beneficial. Now,
Yes.
I feel you on the betrayal because what black men have done to black women is the ultimate betrayal. So you are not wrong in any of your feelings when it comes to that. I want you to get to a point where I'm not going to say get over it, but that you can continue and being your best self without those ramifications. And I believe in this space, if you're around more black women, because a lot of us feel this way or have felt this way, and a lot of us are past this in their journey. I am particularly, so I know this is something that you're going to overcome. I do not want you to feel judged. I want to let you know that you are heard and your feelings are valid. And I think just coming around this space, I don't know if you're here for the first time or on the panel for the first time, but I just
Yeah.
encourage you to come here because I can understand pouring out your heart and getting the pushback a little bit, but it's only because we are really trying to change black women's behavior. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's nothing I can do to change a black man.
Right.
I'm not about to sit here and pretend like I'm. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help black women and learn from black women as well to navigate this life, this world, the way that I can. And I'm gonna tell you this: I could not be where I am today without the help of black women.
Right.
When I first came to this channel, Axe Trade, me and her were on. We're still on the opposing sides of when it comes to relationship. But I grew a beautiful friendship. Well, I guess I want to call it a friendship, Trade. I don't know. I know how you feel about people online, but I grew a beautiful relationship with the women in this space, and I've grown and I've even questioned some of my ideologies being in this space and improvement. I'm not going to tell you relationship wise, I can help you, but definitely companionship because every partnership doesn't have to be romantic. I can definitely aid you if you're looking for partnership and a friend, somebody to laugh with, someone if you have an issue and you want to run by them, get their opinion. I can definitely do that. I can't do anything romantic, but as a fellow black woman, I can definitely be there for you. And I think it's important to also cherish those relationships that's outside of romantic relationship. And I just want this to be a community for you that you feel supported. Because again, the relationship thing, I there's nothing I can do about it. If I could love every black woman, I would. I'm just not a lesbian. But with the having just companionship and learning and growing in this space, I just welcome you to keep coming to this space. I do not want you to be discouraged, okay? I just wanted to tell you that because I feel like you would definitely benefit. And I think speaking with you, made me do some self reflection. So I definitely learned just by hearing your story. And I'm thinking of things that happen in my own life. So I just want to encourage you. Don't let this be the last time. Keep coming.
And
Okay.
you
Yeah,
know
and
what? Maybe it's because I've just felt alone, and I didn't mean for like my pain to come out on here. I really didn't. I really didn't. I love black women, and I love who I am, and I love my community. Even like the ones who are considered ghetto ratchet. I love all black women in every form that we come in. You know what I'm saying? But I've always felt alone when it comes to any type of pain I've been in. I've always felt alone. And I've never really truly felt like I've received any real support from my sisters. And so that's why I said what I said. And maybe, I was wrong on that. And sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Natasha. Let me
I
say
just
this.
wanted to,
Just a
I
second,
just,
you guys. I just want to say, Natasha, if I did anything to make you feel like I wasn't trying to come at you with love, I deeply, deeply, deeply apologize. Honestly, my intention is not to beat you down or make you feel bad about yourself or not to make you feel like you're loved or you're appreciated or respected in this space because you are. The only reason why I started this whole page and this whole channel was so that black women could have a space to come and talk and congregate and even if we have debates and back and forth, just a place where it could just be about us and we could be centered. And that's the only thing that I want is just for us to put each other first and talk about the things, the hard topics. Cause maybe in your real life outside of online, maybe you might not be able to have these candid discussions with somebody and really have people give you a whole bunch of different perspectives and thoughts on it. But I love you, sister. I really, really do. And just like Supervillain said, please come back. You know what I'm saying? Please continue the
Yes, of
conversation.
course.
It's all about love here. Honestly, I love you. I respect you. I appreciate you. And it's hurting me to hear you sad like that because I know where that pain is coming from because I've experienced it myself. Honestly, I'm not above it. I've experienced exactly what you're talking about myself too. So I know where you're at. I was just trying to direct you out of it so that, nobody would take advantage of you because I've seen so many people, men of all races, including black men too, take advantage of black women that they see are in a space of being disappointed and hurt. And I just don't want to see that happen to you.
And I really appreciate you, and I love you back. And this is the only channel I've ever felt comfortable. Like I feel like I'm comfortable here, even with when we disagree and things like that. I still feel like I needed that, and there are a lot of things I did need to hear. Maybe when I said about white women and other races of women, maybe it was actually a wrong thing. That was wrong because of my own personal experience. But on a collective level, and hearing everyone else's, experiences with each other, it helps me know that I'm inside of a box that I don't need to be in. And it does help me self-reflect. I'm not gonna lie, I do carry a lot of pain. I carry a lot of pain, and I've really been trying so hard to heal, and I feel like your channel helps me do that, and I appreciate you guys helping me look at myself. I love you guys. I really do. I would never ever choose a man over a black woman. I would never do that. I don't care how long it takes for us to get there together, but I'm not doing that after what I've experienced with both black men and that white man. Once that happened in that relationship, I already knew at that point, okay, so I'm gonna have to stick with my sisters then. You know what I mean? I haven't been in a relationship since him because I don't know where to go. So I came here because it felt like a community here. And I'm sorry for crying and stuff, or if I offended anybody. It's just, I was just trying to tell my perspective.
No, there's nothing wrong with you expressing yourself, sis. Not at all. And I did want to validate what you said too. Because I just want y'all to think that I'm not a person that's unaware of nuance and things that go on. I'm not saying that every black woman that you meet is going to be your friend and is going to be your bestie and is going to support you. I've been okey doked and did bogus by black women before. as well. So I'm not saying that the experiences that you would say that you had with black women, you say like you haven't been supported or something has happened. I'm not dare trying to tell you that that's not true or that hasn't happened. The only thing that I was trying to just give you pushback on is just that white women, the same issues that black women have, you know, you run across black women, you don't like black women that okie dokie, black women that don't care that these other races of women do the same. That's the
Right.
only thing I was trying to say. But I don't want you to think I'm trying to say that, oh no, that could have never happened because black women would never. I wasn't trying to
Right.
say I wasn't trying to say that either, just so you know. But yeah.
Okay. I was just my ignorance then. I truly just didn't know, to be honest. But I love your channel and I love everyone here. And please continue to make these hard topics that we can discuss. Please continue to do what you do.
All right, I got you. I appreciate you, Natasha. Let me go up here to Chevy because I think Chevy has something to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to apologize because I feel like I brought up the hurt and I didn't want that to come off as like a negative thing. I could just hear it in your voice, and like all, super villain and triggered and all the women have been saying, like, we have all felt that same pain, and I just am happy that you're here. I think that like I get a lot of weird reactions because of the way I speak. Like sometimes black women are weirded out because I sound, kind of weird. So I've appreciated this space because I think triggered is like the person I wish I talked like, and I don't even think she's mad half the time, but people just take it that way. But I think it's very loving of her to correct. Correction is really love. And you're not wrong. Like you're just telling us how you feel, so you don't have to feel wrong about anything. But being receptive to the correction is just a part of being loved by the Black community, and I think we're not all used to that. And so I'm glad that you're still here. But I'm sorry if I kind of triggered you. I could just hear it in your voice, and I'm a crybaby, and so I was like, oh no, I hope I didn't bring that out. So I hope you're okay.
Oh no, it was necessary actually for you to bring that out. It was necessary because it forced me to. I didn't even realize it until you said it. To be honest, and I'm glad that you did too. Tears are healing, and I have to. I do have to heal. I want to be with my sisters. I do. I want to feel. I want to feel like I belong. And I know that sounds crazy, but I've always kind of just been on the outside of it. Even though I'm a black woman, I'm dark skinned, I have kinky hair. Sometimes I wear my hair naturally. I've always just kind of felt like I'm not accepted by my sisters. And maybe that's just because of where I am, my own personal area, of the women that are around me. And maybe they're the type of women that need this channel too. But I'm glad that you said that. So thank you actually.
All right, I got you, sis. Blooming. I'll let you say this, you guys. When this isn't directed to Nastasha in any way. When it's people that come into live and it's their first time and y'all go back and forth with women that have been there in the space a lot, that makes me feel like I don't know, like I might just go ahead and I don't know. I feel like if the energy is bad the first time you come, then you're saying things with people in the comments that makes me feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to have another issue on here, but uh yeah, I just say, yeah, Blooming, like what's really going on?
Yeah, remember when I asked the question in the comments? Because it was my first time. And then when I was about to get on, she just started going off at me, calling me, oh, she's Nigerian and she's bleached out of nowhere. I didn't even speak to her.
Oh,
I
I
did
didn't
not
even
even
see
speak.
that. But
Yeah, she said she's Nigerian and she's bleached. So I was like, what is that for? That is so rude and very xenophobic. And you're attacking me for no reason. That's very mean.
I mean, can I say something, Trick, real quick?
yeah.
I think, and definitely that was inappropriate. I think based on how the conversation
I
went,
didn't see that comment, y'all. So I'm sorry.
yes, I think based on how it went further, we can see that maybe she was hurt, and that's no excuse for coming at you. But in this space, when we're trying to improve each other, because I'm Nigerian myself on my dad's side, so I get it. I could tell, that's displacement. That wasn't, I don't think it was really for you. She was just in a place where she was hurting and she was acting out. And I think in a space where we give men grace, black men grace, white men grace, can we just give each other a tenth of the grace that we give these nignogs? I'm not saying what she said was right. I'm just saying you can tell it comes from a space where she is hurt. She just said that she was hurt. I really don't think it was personal. I'm not going to speak for her, but on her behalf, I do apologize for that because that was inappropriate. I also want to say to Natasha real quickly, I'm a big advocate on healing the small girl inside each other that we have in each other. I particularly do things like I was something that made me happy in childhood was Cheetah Girls. I don't know if you've been around, but sometimes I even come and sing the Cheetah Girl song when we get in fights because we do get in fights over here because we're sisters, right? We love each other, and sometimes correcting each other is a uncomfortable conversation. But doing something, maybe something from your childhood that made you happy and participating in that again is a great way of healing. I personally, in my house, if you ever come to my house, it looks like a tacky New Jersey hair salon. I have leopard print, cheetah print, jaguar print, giraffe print everywhere because that's something from Cheetah Girls that I cherished and it makes me happy to be in my home. I know it sounds so silly, but at the expense of looking like a weirdo, I just want to let you know that's a great way to start. If you're just looking for a way to start with the healing, start with the little girl in yourself, find something that made you happy in your childhood, and validate that little girl that may have not been validated, that nobody listened to. Start with yourself. I just want to throw that out there. Thank you, Trig. I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna be quiet.
All right, no
I think
problem.
that
So,
Blooming was talking about me, and
yeah, go ahead, Chevy.
the reason why I stated that was because we just some of the comments that she was making. I mean, you addressed it all. We've already talked about it. I thought it was very insane to interrupt such a touching moment to talk about herself, but whatever. So during the conversation in the comments, she was basically behaving like the Danish deception lady. And so I went to her profile. She's Nigerian. I also am. And the bleaching, my apologies. I thought that you bleached. I know that that's prevalent there. I apologize for that. But I'm not like the nicest, sweetest little bumblebee in the bunch. Like, I'm not going to always be the kindest, but I apologize if I hurt your feelings. I don't know you. I was just speaking with, I don't think I'm mean just because I was comforting Nastasia. You basically, while I was comforting Nastasia, said that I was mean, like while I was comforting her, which I think is odd. But if you're not Nigerian, I apologize. It was no offense. It was just in the context of the woman that just got bamboozled by a white man and you were centering them in the comments. That was all it was. But I apologize. I don't want to disrespect Triggered. But yeah, that's what was going on.
I'd
Okay.
like to ask when I was centering white men, because that's a lie. I never said anything about centering white men. I simply asked a question, which the host herself, she saw the question I asked, which is why she told me to come up on stage. So where can you bring out the comment where I centered any race?
I'll say in fairness, the way you were asking the questions, yeah, they seem like you were centering white men. That's the vibe I got too from what you said. That's why I said what I said in response to your question. But yeah, that's definitely what I got from it too. Just how you were like, where are we gonna go? Is she trying to say that we can't date these white men? Like, yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, that was, yeah. I mean, if I'm being real, yeah, that's
No,
what
the
you were doing.
question was any man. I said, so
Yeah,
would
but
they
you
rather
said,
go
what
to
does she
any
want
man
us to
or
do?
black men?
No, you
Yeah,
said,
I
what
didn't
did
say
you want us to
us. I
do?
said, where would you like this
Yes, the
women
black
to
women to
go?
go. I know. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly
And
what
it was a
Chevy was saying.
question. If I had asked this question on stage, it probably would be received better because, you cannot tell tone on a
Yeah.
question. So it's very easy to, misconstrue something that is said over text.
And do you live in America?
No, but I did school in America.
Okay. Yeah. And I think that a lot of times, like, no disrespect, with people that don't live in America, it's probably a conversation that like certain conversations with nuances that it may not be something that, it may not even be worth the going back and forth because you won't understand everything that we're saying because you don't live here. Just like I don't know the in and outs of what's going on. And it looks like you got a green flag in there. You're Nigerian. So it's like I don't know the in and outs of everything that's going on in Nigeria. So but yeah, I mean, like I said, I do think and I'm trying to stay as in between as in the middle ground as possible. So I'll just say I do see where Chevy was coming from because I interpreted it the same way. I just didn't I just didn't ask you did you bleach or anything, but I did get the same type of vibe. I'll say that, not the bleacher vibe, but the vibe of what she said is which made led her to say what she said. So yeah, that's all I say. But I think sometimes maybe moving forward, if we're having certain conversations, because somebody had told me this on my channel that maybe we should ask people where they're from, and even if you are like you've immigrated here to the U.S., which is fine, but maybe we'll say where are you currently living, and and then maybe we could get more clarification or maybe certain type of ideologies that may be prevalent depending on where people are, you know. But yeah,
Right.
I did invite you up though, specifically to find out what was going on. That's why I invited you. I sent your request because of that. Because I was like actually taken aback by the comments too. I was like, huh? What's she talking about? That's why I had even invited you up, because I was curious too. Because I
Right.
felt the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if I had asked it on stage, I feel it would have been it would have come off better. So, and then people saying, oh, she must be a pick me or whatever. First of all, I live in Nigeria, which is a very misogynistic country. Women barely have rights here. I'm not married at my big old age because I choose not to. So I cannot be a pick me. Okay. So trust me, I don't do that. That's just what I wanted to say. But thank you.
Okay, no problem. I got you. I got you. I understand what you're saying, Blooming. Um, did any do we got that straightened out, you guys?
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll say sorry. I shouldn't have said that about the bleaching. But you are a Nigerian, so I was correct. But I don't want to cause any issues, so I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we were able to get that taken care of, you guys. Yeah, I just want y'all to know it's like very I try my best to um to buffer things the best way that I can. I know some people don't like the way that I do things, and that makes them not like me, but I hopefully I've done the best that I could to just buffer that particular situation, y'all. I appreciate you, Chevy and Blooming. I think I'll just go ahead and wrap it up here. This seems like a good point to end, if any of you guys have anything to say before I get out of here, that you guys can. We can start at the bottom to the top. Nastasha, did you have anything to say, sis, before we get out of here?
I want to say thank you to you and everyone on this live, even for checking me. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me see where I'm still hurt at and the things I need to work on within myself. And I love you guys. I really sincerely do. I love this channel, and I will be here. I will be here as often as you are here, and I support you. And just thank you so much, for real. Thank you.
All right. I got you, Nastasha. I am Keisha. I saw your comment. You said, should we tell our children not to reproduce? What do you mean by that? I am Keisha. Like, what was being said? Because I saw some comments earlier. It was like one person I had blocked or whatever that was talking about like let black women go extinct or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna block you because you're a weirdo. Is that what y'all are talking about, or y'all talking about something else?
Yeah, we kind of cleared it up, I think, but we were kind of trying to figure out how Black women are supposed to reproduce themselves in the centuries to come if we're not reproducing with anyone, if we're not having intercourse with Black men or white men or any race of men, and we're only focusing on ourselves. But I think Supervillain was kind of saying that the message is more so to focus on bettering yourself, and hopefully that person will come one day. You may attract that person, but I'm just a future oriented type of thinker, and I'm just wondering, if Black women are being told, do the 4B movement, don't deal with anyone, just focus on yourself, eventually we may become extinct, if we're not going to reproduce with anyone. But I'm just thinking that way because I'm 36 years old. I want children. I don't have children yet. So, and I'm, struggling to find a suitable partner myself. In my community full of Black men, I haven't been able to do that. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking. But
Oh, okay. I get you. I think that sometimes like that even statement, I am Keisha, sometimes is like very controversial to some women because people feel like you shouldn't even want to be a mother in this day and age, which I think is strange. I think that some women are going to want to be mothers. Some women are like extremely maternal and some women aren't and some women are. And it's not like I'm going to act like for anyone that doesn't have children, that's great if you don't have kids and that's what you want. But also, being a mother, sometimes there are people that really, really love being mothers and really love their children and wouldn't have it any other way. So if you are a Black woman that is like that, like you want kids, I don't think that that's somebody that you shouldn't be shamed for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you want kids or you want to be a mother. I think at the worst thing, what's the best case scenario, you find somebody that you fall in love with that's a good man and y'all have kids, or you pull an Ebony K. Williams. Y'all know who Ebony K. Williams is. She said she was looking for men. She dated out. She dated white men, Black men, whoever, and she just still couldn't find a man that was suitable for her. So she went to the sperm bank. You know what I'm saying? And she had her a child that way. So it's always going to be men that donate. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just have a man donate that you don't even plan on keeping in your, if that's how you want to do things. So, I mean, it's ways to avoid that. But I think people talking about, Black women we should just be extinct. Like, y'all are just goofballs. Like, if you love Black women and say that Black women and Black girls the way that I do, you wouldn't want them to be extinct. Okay. And the only way you're going to make a Black woman or a Black girl per se is with Black sperm or Black egg cell, however you want to call it. That's the way it is happening. Not with a Black woman and a white man, not with a Black woman and it's the only way it's going to happen is the way I just said. So if I don't know. I just don't think that women that want to be mothers should be demonized. Because there are other ways to have a child in this day and age. In vitro fertilization, we know that there's other ways to do it. So yeah, it was two people that said that weird stuff. I just silently blocked them. I didn't even say anything to them. I just blocked them because it's like, y'all are nuts. Y'all are weirdos. And there's no purpose in me going back and forth with you. I just rather you not be in my space if you think that way. But, because when I say that I love Black women and Black girls, it's not a game. I really do. I think that we're the best of the best, the top of the top of the food chain. Other people may not perceive us to be that way with the words that come out of their mouth, but their actions say something different. That's the reason why we always in their mouth. That's the reason why they always copying. That's the reason why they always looking to us on what they can do. Anything that we do. First, they like, oh, that's ghetto. We don't like that. The next thing you know, they doing it all. I done seen Asians, Mexicans, whites on this app doing baby hairs and ponytails and yucky wigs. And you ain't gonna tell me that we not the best. So if I think that we the best, why will I want to see more of us? That simply put, okay? So yeah. That's all I'm saying is like, so when I say I love us, I mean that. And if there's no more of us, there's no more of the world. The world ain't functioning and it's not turning without Black women and Black girls. So yeah. So that's all I'm saying about that. So I get offended when people say that. We should just make sure there's no more Black women. Let's just all go away. Like you go away. Let's start with you. But anyway. Oh my goodness. Let me not be like that because I would try to think that. And you know what? Hold on. Before I get out of here, let me tell y'all something. I was raised with both of my parents who were married, okay? And I'm the only child. I don't have any brothers. I don't have any sisters. I was raised in complete chaos. My parents argued and fought every single solitary day. There wasn't a day that went by they did not argue, yell, scream, throw things. My father had a black belt in karate. He would kick holes in the wall, punch holes in the wall. My mother would take food and throw it at him, squirt ketchup on him, do all type of things. And that's the environment that I was raised in. That's why people talk about a two-parent household. I wouldn't talk to a man that wasn't raised in a two-parent household because that's the way. You don't know what somebody's two-parent household has going. But anyway, and my father was very physically abusive. All right. So to me, not to my mother ever, but to me. So, I think by nature, I am a confrontational individual and I speak with aggression, even though I may not be, even though my mind is not on aggression. I think it's almost a default setting. So I just want anyone to know that if it feels like I'm being aggressive, but I haven't said nothing off the wall or crazy to you, I'm really not trying to be aggressive. And to be honest with y'all, I have so much of a problem with this that me being on here, I highly censor and monitor myself in talking to people. Even when, like, we had those issues with a lot of people that left alive, like especially when Gabrielle was up here and she was having that go back and forth with Zora. And I just told Zora, well, hold on, let's let Gabrielle speak first. And she got mad and left and all that stuff that happened and all the other stuff that happened with Proud Black Women. And I tried to talk to people like, hey, that's me really trying my best. Really try my best because my default is like chaos and craziness, but I really try my best to work on it. I'm so much better, but I still feel like because it's such a part of me that sometimes, it may still come out in ways. So I want to say wholeheartedly, I apologize if I rub anybody the wrong way or I make anyone feel like I'm just this aggressive, masculine beast woman. Because I'm really trying my best not to be like that and to make you guys feel loved and appreciated. I really, really, really am. So I just want you to know sometimes just charge it to just my way of saying things, but I don't really mean no harm by it unless I said something openly. Like I said, hey, you're dummy, you're this, that. Then I mean it. But other than that, and most of the time, I'm not going to do that to a black woman anyway, So even if I disagree, so I just want y'all to know that I do love y'all, okay? For real. And I be trying to tell you about how I was raised. That way you can get insight into who I am so that, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Super Villain, you have something to say? Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I wanted to close out with my famous Cheetah Girl song, but I just wanted to make a few corrections really briefly. First, the improving yourself bit that I said, I want to reiterate, it's not about finding a man, even if you happen to find a man that treats you well, that's a bonus. I will never tell women to self improve to find a better man because, again, women do wife classes, cooking classes, all these classes, and these men don't take one husband class. They don't even take being a decent person class. So it's never about finding a better man. It's about just being a better person for yourself. And you'll just, when you're a better person, you definitely end up in rooms where you meet other better people. Now, if it turns romantic, great. But even if you build a companionship, a friendship, those are important too. As for the extinct black women going extinct, really quickly, it's weird to me how a lot of us be so worried about the children who are not here, their well-being, but the ones actively in front of us in our lives, around us on a daily, living in abuse, squalor, just bad situations. There's never ever talk about improving those situations. I'm not going to think about the kids who are not here when there are actively kids here not doing well. I'm just going to think about them first. And then lastly, when it comes to 4B, because I understand we don't have a big representation. I've been 4B before it was a movement in Asia. I've been doing that for the last 15 years. I want to say this. 4B is not about punishing men or improving men's behavior. For the non-sex part of 4B is just one of the tenements of the 4B structure. 4B is about women living an autonomous lifestyle, sans the interference of men as much as possible. It's about women living their life without men's interference as much as possible. It could be good men, it could be bad men, right? These guys can be Jesus Christ or Muhammad tomorrow. 4B is not about the men. It's about women living autonomous and doing things on their own, because in a world of patriarchy, women don't have autonomy at its fullest. Women don't have a woman's bank where we can rely on if men turn on us tomorrow. That's what it's about. And I just need y'all to understand that. Yes, one of the tenements is no smecks, but there are other tenements. It's not about punishing men. It's not about improving men's behavior. Men are going to men for the rest of their life. It's about women navigating their life outside of those men's behavior. And I just think we need to understand that. We often look at things male viewed, and that's the problem. When we start living in our autonomy, things that are important to men won't be important to us because we're not men and we're not male centered. So I just want to throw that out. And I'm going to end by saying, we are sisters. We stand together. We make each other stronger, though we may not be the same. Our spots are different, different colors. All right, I'm gonna stop because there's other people on the line. Thank you
Super
so much
villain.
for this, Trey. I can't wait to hear this on YouTube. I know I sound terrible.
Oh
Y'all
yeah, super
have a
villain.
great day.
I forgot. I wanted to ask you real quick because I didn't hear the first thing you said. Was it because I think you said something about kids or something like that? I
Oh
couldn't
yeah.
hear you.
I was saying, it's weird to me that, like in these conversations, what was brought up earlier, that we worry about the kids that are not here to come, while the kids that are actively in our life, like right here, right now, in real life, are dealing with so much abuse or
Oh,
things that are going on. I think that should be the focus before the kids that are not here, like the.
oh, okay. I think she got a phone call. Okay, yeah. You there, super villain, or was you done? Uh, can y'all hear her, or can y'all hear me? Can y'all?
Can't hear
Oh,
super villain, but I can hear you.
okay, she said she can't unmute. Something's happening because her button is grayed out. So I'm not for sure here. I'm going to drop you, supervillain, and then I'll add you back up. Let's see. Oh shoot, I see Gabrielle in the box. Hold on. Uh, okay, you there, supervillain?
Yes, I'm
Okay, okay,
sorry.
no problem.
I swear, Trick, my phone be dry as a bowl until I get on live. I was just saying, not that we shouldn't be concerned, but I think the focus should be shifted to the kids that are here and improving their lives so they can be better human beings and likely procreate versus worrying about the kids that are not here, over the kids that are here in our lives actively. That's what I was just saying.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, and I just want people to know the whole extinct thing and the whole kids thing. That was a conversation somebody else was having. I never talk about that. So yeah, I wasn't. I just only acknowledged it because it was in the comments. But I agree. That we should focus on the kids that are here. And now I even think that like if you're, let's say you're a black woman and you want to be a mother, like you really, really want to be a mother. I think if you decide to do that, maybe you could do something like, because you know, some people really want to birth their own child with their own DNA to look like them, act like them or whatever. Maybe you could have a child and then adopt a child. Maybe that could be one. Adopt a black girl, have a black girl, or something like that if that's what you want to do. That way you can actually be helping someone else get them out of bad situation, and then you could, you know, if that's what you want. But I'm not here to police what anybody's doing. I'm just giving, you know, like a thought on what someone could do. But absolutely, we could focus on what's going on currently and not worrying about extinctions and all that stuff. Like I said, they were just saying that in the comments, and I just thought it was weird. But yeah, that's not something that I really think about. I kind of think about what's happening to everybody right here and right now. You know, the black women and the black girls and that is going on right now. But yeah, but I did see Miss Keisha talking about it, so I just wanted to make sure I knew what was going on. But let's see here. I think Nastasia already talked, right? Supervillain talked. Am I not mistaken? Anybody else, y'all? Any of you guys had anything else to say?
I just want to say real quick. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go
I'll,
ahead.
I'll be quick. I don't want people to think that my comments about leveling up was to get a man. I just have noticed that when I rise in my own like personality and who I am and healing my trauma, I attract a different group of men. I'm not doing it for them. I just have noticed when I try to like dip my toe back out there, I'm in a different space. So it's not attracting the hobosexuals and things like that. So I don't want people to like get that misconstrued because it's never that. I'm abstaining as well. I also wanted to say that there's a very huge need I feel in the Black community. For some reason, I think that it's very taboo to talk to. My daughter's 18, and I feel like for me, it was like taboo for my parents to speak with us about I don't know what words I can use, but like kids that are like in high school and going into college, I don't know that they're having conversations that they need to have to prevent, pregnancy. And if you are wanting to like volunteer or speak to kids or be around kids of age, I think it would be a good way I don't know how comfortable or uncomfortable that is, but I wish that somebody would have talked to me more about it, because it's like my parents they just told me not to do it. And then I did it and I got pregnant. And so I think that that's a huge, that would be nice if people were willing to, not be the parents, talk to the kids about that, because it's super important, but it's so taboo to talk about. And I just want to say thank you, Triggered, and everybody else on the panel. I love the Cheetah Girl song I was singing too, but I'm not going to do it on here. And I hope everybody has a blessed day.
All right. I got you. I appreciate you, Chevy. Kennedy, did you have anything to say, sis?
I just wanted to close by saying I really appreciated, the space that we had today. I love seeing like the reconciliation and like the willingness to understand one another and grow. Like I said, I discovered your channel a couple months ago and I really love it here and I really value the space. I agree with what you, Chevy, and Supervillain were saying about just like focusing on yourself. And I was so confused when people were confused about like, oh, well, what's the preference? The preference is yourself. Like, it's almost as if people didn't consider that you don't have to date and you can be content with being by yourself. Like, I have been single for about 3 years and I would like to be in a relationship, but I'm not willing to settle or relinquish any of the standards that I have. So in the meantime, I'm going to the gym. I'm listening to audiobooks. I'm journaling. I'm working on being the best person that I can be, So I was really confused as to why there was confusion around like, what are we supposed to do if we don't date Black men or we don't date white men? I'm just like, just date yourself, like focus on yourself. And it's like, as much as I also would like to be in a relationship, we just need to be content with being single. And, if you are a believer, like pray that something great will come. And that's all I have to say. Thank y'all again. Looking forward to the next live.
All right. I got you, Miss Kennedy. I appreciate you, sis. All right. Let me go up here to Miss Keisha and then Gabrielle. Did you have anything else to say, Miss Keisha?
I guess just for the sake of the conversation, we can all agree to disagree, but I just was trying to make sense of the future about how we would preserve the Black race if the message was not to reproduce with anyone and just focus on yourself. But I guess just for the sake of not having an argument, I do understand that, just not.
Keisha, it's okay. Like if you want to go into that, you can. I mean, I don't believe in policing Black women on their thoughts. If you think about that or you're, concerned about that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. If that's how you feel, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. If you have something you want to say about it, you can.
Well, no, I don't have a solution myself. I was just kind of proposing that as a question that we could all kind of try to find an answer to. But when I really think about it, I don't know the answer. I don't know if there is an answer of, I guess, how a woman like me would find a way to reproduce, or just thinking about in the next 100 years or the next 200 years, if all Black women adopted this mindset of, not reproducing and focusing on ourselves, will we become extinct or will we still be here? Like, that's kind of my question. Just thinking about preserving the Black race as a Black woman. Like, will Black women still be here if we're not reproducing with anyone because we can't find a suitable partner?
Oh, okay, I got you. I mean, look, Keisha, you want me to tell you the truth? I mean, never mind. I can't say it because I'm going to sound like a doomsday person. I think that's the least of our worries. To be honest with you, because it's looking like the way things is looking. You know, I have like a young daughter. She's in elementary. I feel like, man, I don't know if the world gonna make it. Never mind. Let me stop. Yeah.
I get
So
it.
I don't know. I don't know if that's something that you have to be that concerned. But yeah, but I do understand you're just thinking, you're just having thoughts and that's there's nothing wrong with that. Keisha at all. Maybe one day we can talk about it. Let me go up here finally to Miss Gabrielle and then we'll get up out of here. Hey Gabrielle, how you doing?
Hey, good afternoon. I know you're getting ready to head out, so I'll make my points brief. I will say that I definitely do think that us focusing on ourselves is a good thing. It's actually why on Monday, like, I'm leaving the US and I'm not planning on coming back for reasons that, like, if you just scroll the news, should be obvious. But I just don't think it's our job to put ourselves on the sword for everyone else. And I hear what Keisha was saying about preserving the BLK community, and like, that's great, but at the same time, on an individual level, it's like, don't we deserve to be happy and live fulfilling lives, whether that's getting married, not getting married, marrying in race, marrying interracially? Like, why does everything we do have to be about furthering a collective when that collective, like BLK males, are on TikTok talking about, oh, because SNAP and EBT benefits are gone, now we can exploit BLK women and make them, give us $40 hoo-ha. It's like they are not focused on the collective. They are very much, doing their thing, which it's like, go ahead and do your thing. But like, I just feel like we have the right to do that. I feel like we have the right to live happy and fulfilling lives, whether we want to be mothers, whether we want to travel, whether we want to, I don't know, be part of a charity or whatever. I just feel like everything we do, it doesn't have to always be about the collective. Like, a lot of other people tend to put themselves first, and I think it's okay for us to do that. And I don't think it's wrong to just say we should be focused on ourselves. And I actually do think when you are focused on yourself, you will naturally attract uh not even just men, but I mean, if you're interested in dating men, fine, like, but like men, places, uh environment, situations that are aligned with that. Whereas if everything you're doing is focusing on, like, oh, how can I save the collective, I just think that can be extremely draining. So I really do think ultimately us focusing on ourselves is really the healthiest way to go, especially when you consider everything that is happening in America right now. It's like I that's just like one example, but I really do think focusing on ourselves is the way to go. And like, other people, if they want to get their stuff together, they can rise to meet you. And someone in the comments just say you can't hold up the culture on your own. It's like, you can't hold up the culture, but it's like, you can, though, on an individual level, make decisions to, that are going to make your life happy. Because at the end of the day, we have one life. It's like, what is the point if of us being miserable, of us putting everything that we might want to do, or our own happiness and possibilities aside, just to further the collective, or further the culture? Like, the culture is not holding BLK males accountable. Like, it's just objectively not. Like, I just don't think we have to fall on the sword for them, or really for anyone else. But that is just my opinion. I get that everyone's not going to agree, and that is completely fine.
All right. I got you, Gabrielle. I see your point too. I see all you ladies' points. I'll just say that certain things I think that we as Black women are gonna have to understand, that I think is kind of Black women are more predisposed to do, is what I'm trying to say. Just like if you look at the documentaries, right, from the 50s and the 60s and stuff, where the Black women are like very militant, very concerned about the community, very concerned about themselves, the men, the children, everybody. I just think that that's the way that Black women are. I think that, of course, nowadays, more Black women are like, hey, bro, that don't get you nowhere. Because look, my granny was doing that and look what happened to her. So there are more Black women trying to go away from being like that. But I think deep down inside, Black women are they just care more about their things like that, or their people, or what's going around. The same reason why like black women are always somewhere trying to fight somebody else's battles. You know, even other races, other demographics that don't even care about black women, you always see a black woman around trying to fight for them. And you looking at her like, why are you even doing that? They don't care about you. But that's just because I think that that's just the way that black women are. As a whole, of course, not every black woman is like that, and more black women are unpacking that. But I just think that that's just the way black women are. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but I do think that it's something to be like monitored. And then you figure out why, like Gabrielle was saying, like you got to figure out why, you got to put yourself first and all this stuff, which is true too. But, and I'm not saying every black woman is like that either, that every black woman cares, you know, we're not monolithic, but I do think that collectively black women tend to be like that. And especially in the back in the day. I don't necessarily think it was a bad thing in certain circumstances, because even with black women being concerned, I think black women now have started to take some of that concern and just funnel it towards black women and black girls. Because we could always be individualistic like white women. And I feel like that's terrible. I think that's terrible to be individualistic. It's just like, in my opinion, like let's say you're on a train, right? And there's a black person and they're being racist towards a white person, which you can't be. But let's just say they're calling them a racker. Okay. Something that rhymes with racker. All right. And they're all in their face. I don't believe, for the most part, especially if that black person looks intimidating, and there's no way for white people to really get any help like that, or there aren't any white people that feel like they can stand up against that person, that they're going to be like, oh my gosh, he's talking about the white community. Look at how he's calling him a racker. How dare he talk about our people like that? I don't think that white people look at things like that, you know, as opposed to how black people look at things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all seen the way that black people will like unite about something. I've never seen white people do that unless it's about being racist to somebody else. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. So I just think that may just be in the nature of black women, for not all. And I think it could be a good thing, but also it could be a bad thing too, depending on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But like Faina said, they unite for Trump and evil. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna hurry up and get out of here, y'all. But I'm like Gabrielle speak. She has something to say. And then I'm about to go.
Okay, yes, I promise this will be my last one, since I think I came in towards the end of the live. I just wanted to ask, so like when it comes to the whole preserving the culture thing, how does that work if BOK males are not doing it? Because they just objectively are not. Like I said, I've been just within the past 8 weeks alone, I've seen BOK males on TikTok saying that they want to go back to a time of, you know, DV, where like they could physically assault their wives, and the police would come over and just say, oh man, how is your night going?
I saw that.
And then, yeah, exactly. And there's a whole thing with, you know, like the whole EBT thing. I think during the government shutdowns, like they collectively are not, they don't care about the culture. They don't care. I mean, even in some of the lives that Trigger's done, there have been screenshots of like BOK males talking about weaves and talking about them thinking other races of women are better, which is like whatever. Like I truly don't care what they do. I genuinely don't care. But I'm just speaking about when it comes to preserving the culture. Like, why does that have to just be on us? Because they definitely are not doing it and don't care. Like, that's just like my final question, and then I'll just go on mute.
I mean, like I said, what you asked was a great question. I don't think that the collective of black men are doing anything to preserve the culture, nor will they. They've given the keys to the kingdom, to the culture, to other people. I've never seen so many people that aren't black feel comfortable using the N-word. And I've seen this so many times on social media in presence of black men. And I'm like, y'all really letting that slide? I know it was some black women that wouldn't let that slide and let that go on. I think that now this is how I feel, because I believe in the preservation of black culture, but only in the way that we can use it for black women. And sometimes because black men kind of are lumped in a little bit, it seems like maybe I might be for black men too, but I'm not. But I do feel like you're right in what you said, that How can you preserve a culture that black men are not trying to do too? It can't just be black women. So I don't know, man. To be honest with you, Gabrielle, I don't know if it's possible. Because as much as there are black women like myself that'd be like, gatekeep, 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 we need to do this, that, and the third. Black women, it will be black men that won't. You know what I'm saying? And you're looking like, why would you? What's wrong with you? So I don't know. I don't have the answers for that. But I do agree. I do understand where you're coming from and what you're trying to say. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're not wrong to even question that. Who knows? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Maybe we'll talk about that another time because Gabrielle tried to hit me with the ooh wee at the end. But but yeah, I have to think on that. But I think relying on black men to do it is foolish. Like black men are still over here putting white men's daughters on a pedestal and acting like that means that they're superior in some way. So you already know their whole mentality and brain function is already messed up. And then the small amount of black men that would be on the type of time that Gabrielle mentioned are usually called simps, suckers, punks, and are really degraded by other black men in the community. So it's like, what are we talking about? Look at the flack that Russell Wilson is getting. Look at the flack that, what's his name? Klay Thompson, the biracial man that's dating Meg Thee Stallion because they see him being nice to her. So it's already something crazy going on, you know. So the men that will probably do right, you know, yeah, it's in a bad, we're in a bad state. But that's why I always say that we can focus on what we can focus on, which is black women and black girls. So if we can build community and curate a culture for us, by us, black women and black girls, maybe we can go and make moves in protecting that right there, you know? But anyway, I'll see y'all later. I love y'all. Once again, I don't know if Nastasia is still in the chat or anything, but if you are, sis, I just want to say love you, appreciate you. I hope you have a great weekend, sister. And I hope that even though, you know, it was a little bit of a, you know, in the beginning, I hope that you came out of the live feeling better than you did going in. I've seen you nothing but love, light, and healing, sis. Honestly and truly, I really, really, really mean it. I really mean it. I mean it so much. I don't say things that I don't mean. And I mean it. So, but yeah, you know, I love the rest of you guys too. I appreciate y'all always for coming in and saying the things that y'all got to say and the conversations that we have. I do have a YouTube. If anybody doesn't know, somebody reported this live too, just so y'all know, but I just kept talking. I think they reported it while Gabrielle or Supervillain was talking. I can't remember, but yeah, I do have a YouTube, so follow me over there, y'all. I do upload a video every day at 6 a.m. And I do have a great video that's coming out tomorrow that's about uplifting black women and how black women are brainwashed into pick-meism and you know, male-centeredness and all of that other stuff. So check that out too. And I'll see y'all later. Love y'all, and I hope y'all have a great weekend, okay? Bye-bye. Love y'all.